So oftentimes people in much later stages in their lives, they change. And how they feel about their environment and the situations they're in change. And they fall into these high anxiety feelings and depressions and, almost feelings of mania start to arise and all of these types of things. And these people in their 30s and 40s and 50s, go to the doctor, they get medicine, SSRIs, and, things like that. And, things for general anxiety disorder and major depressive disorder. And it's just absolutely insane because these are not things that have been pervasive or have ever been a problem before. But these are major medications that these people are being put on, and they just have no clue what's wrong with them. They can't understand why things are happening to them. And not always do these people go to therapy. But the people who are intelligent enough and mindful enough to go to therapy to figure out what's wrong with me, and talking it out, realize their marriages are lacking healthy communication and it's upsetting to them. They're realizing that they're no longer connecting with their partners the way they used to, and maybe one person is evolving into a different person and another person is slack ass, and the other person is like, ew, icky. Maybe people have created children that they're now like ashamed of or don't treat them respectfully, and now they feel like they've already gone too far and can't correct behaviors. Maybe people have realized the world around them outside of the home is destructive and upsetting to them, and they've become into a sense of awareness now, and it's upsetting to them, and they don't know how to cope or handle whatever it is. These people swear that there's something wrong with them, that they're mentally ill now, and all of these things. And in a recent diagnostic assessment that I did for a client who just is convinced there is something wrong with her, absolutely convinced. And as I was going over the results of the multiple different scales I had provided to her, and I gave her multiples of some of the same tests, they just looked different. The same patterns kept arising, and after some of our conversations in our sessions, I'm not surprised to see the patterns. Now, none of the diagnostics that I can't find any for her. If I had to, everything I would put on her was not otherwise specified. Other this, other that. Like, she doesn't have criteria for anything. But in going through her results, I see that she's having a crisis with her environment. And as someone who's spiritually inclined, in helping people identify their awakening process and what that does to them when the world around them is not moving and awakening the way they are, or even caring to identify the need to improve and keep up, it could bring you down. It can cause depression. It can cause mental illness looking symptoms. And some of our conversations have lined up with that. And some of the things that have showed up on her personality inventory line up with that. And I feel so blessed as a clinician that I have the capabilities to perform diagnostic evaluations and differential assessments, for differential diagnostics. And I also have an eye and the knowledge for what a spiritual awakening in a dull and non-progressive environment can do to somebody, and what the key behaviors are to indicate that these are symptoms of being stuck in a low vibrational environment that's making you sick. With that being said, just because you're having symptoms of generalized anxiety disorder, major depressive disorder, even personality disorders, doesn't mean you have it. You're just having similar symptoms that those disorders might have. Don't run to the psychiatrist. Go to a therapist, a counselor, a coach. Talk it out before running to meds. Please.